What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you another local diaries. So after our great success last local diaries with Virtual World taking 4th place, we thought to ourselves, the gang was right, the crew was right, you guys were right. Rogue strategies are the way to go. So maybe there's another rogue strategy that we have that we can top with for today. So let me show you what we're cooking with, and then we'll head over to locals to see if we are truly cooking or if we just coping. So let me show you the deck profile. All right, you guys, let me show you the deck profile that we are working with today. So this is a little something that I had help with cooking up last year that I'm excited to play again. So we are starting off with 2 Vsauce Starfrost with 3 Scareclaw right cards, and then pretty much 3 of every Scareclaw name, the Blown, Acro, Astra. And then we are playing 1 Scareclaw Kashtira with our honorary Scareclaw Kashtira Fenrir for our monster lineup. And then for the spells that we are playing for the deck, spells and traps, I guess for Scareclaw, we are playing 3 copies of Scareclaw Arrival with 2 primitive planet Reichphobias, 1 Defanging, 1 Splash, and 1 Twin Saw. So that's for the whole Scareclaw engine. We want to see as many of our Scareclaw names as possible. So that's why we're playing 3 of all of them except for the Scareclaw Kashtira, because we don't want to see 3 of that. And then for the spells, spell and trap lineup, Splash and Twin Saw acting as Twin Saw as a pop, or pops, and then Splash as a negate. Defanging just making our Scareclaw Link monsters and Vsauce just can't be targeted with card effects is also really good, and then not being destroyed by card effects also really good. And then its other effects are really good too. The planet is just our main searcher, and the Arrival being our monster reborn, bounty once per turn monster reborn. It's also really good. And then to complement this engine, we are playing the Adventure package. So we are playing 3 water, 1 wandering, 1 illegal knight with 2 Rite of Aramiseers, 1 Draco back, and 1 Fateful Adventure. So I thought that the cool part of this deck is that it's really just meant to be board breaking and just kind of push the opponent a little bit and using their resources, which is why the water or the Rite of Aramiseer package is really good, especially going for both first and second. And then as for our last slots, we are playing 1 Called By, 1 Rhoda, and 3 Triple Tactics Talents. So rather than playing hand traps in our main, we decided to just kind of go with a board break approach and just play as much cards that can allow us to just push through whatever our opponent has set. So that's why we're playing the 3 copies of Triple Tactics, the Called By, the Rhoda. Those are just kind of helpful to us to be able to just do our thing. And then looking at our extra deck, we are playing 1 Vsauce Astrolaud, which is really good for being able to just be a spot removal. Also, its effect is when it's special summoned, if this card is special summoned. So it has to be special summoned first from the extra deck by banishing the above. Then it cannot be destroyed by battle, and then it's just when it's special summoned. What's also really good is that it's also not once per turn. So if you happen to special summon it once, use it as link material, bring it out again, it's another pop. So it's really cool. Then we were playing 1 Baron to complement the Vicious Astrolaud. And then for our link lineup, we were playing 2 Lightheart, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 IP Masquerina, 1 Dark Trauma Gloom, 1 Asa, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Topologic Trispania, 3 Scareclaw Triheart, 1 Crusader Avermax, and then 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So after playing locals, there were a lot of times where there was something that I couldn't get rid of, and Underworld would have been really nice, especially against Dragon Link, being able to use their Borrel to go into this. And then Avermax is just also one of those other tower-like cards. And then Scareclaw Triheart is just really great at just being himself, just making him unaffected by all monsters that are in defense position, and then he changes all monsters to defense position in the first place. Really great, and his effect also not once per turn. Trisbania is also just kind of get rid of the back row. Special summon to a zone it points to. Nightmare Unicorn, spot removal. Asa is just to recurse some of our Scareclaw names. Dark is just for dark purposes. IP is really great. Cross Sheep, it's part of the combo line. And then Lighthearted too, just because we play 2 field spell, we only need 2. And then our side deck is a little different and unique. I couldn't think of what to play for the side. So we're playing 1 copy of Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Ideally, I'd like to play more, but I only had the 1 copy, and I only had 1 slot open. So since all the Scareclaws are beasts, well, all the level 3 Scareclaws are beasts, being able to special summon him for free and bounce as many is really good. Typically, you normal summon special and then bounce the normal summon. You go ahead and special summon another Scareclaw name, obviously, but yeah. That was just my thought line. We are playing 3 copies of DD Crow. I thought Crow would be really great for this as well, since Fire King is really big, and since the Bystials don't hit it, DD Crow does. Being able to just kind of get rid of them in the graveyard. Then we're playing 2 copies of Lightning Storm with 2 Cosmic Cyclone, back row hate, and then this is also just monster hate if as needed, but typically back row hate for decks that play back row. Then we were playing 1 Scareclaw Straddle. I thought Straddle would be really great as just an extra boost for attack. And then also, like, if one of my Scareclaws or Visos is targeted for a card effect, we can just go ahead and negate it. And then our last 6 slots, we played Imperm and Evenly. I still love Evenly Matched, so we're going to play it till I die, or till the card's irrelevant. And then Imperm is also just Imperm. I figured if we're going to play it, another hand trap, Imperm would be another good one to play. So that is it for this profile. So let's make our way to locals to see if our rogue can pop. So let's head on out. All right, you guys, here we are at Duke City. So we've got duels going on, and there's other events going on right now. Cool spot to be if you're ever in Albuquerque. Check it out. They got tons of product around the walls, as you can see in the back. Again, just a really cool spot to be. So guys, round when we play against Fire King, as expected, we were swept. So I guess there is kind of a downside to not playing hand traps in the main, and we ended up paying for it. So we ended up taking a hard loss. Game 2, we go first, but he had the nib and the ash for my tactics when I wanted to get greedy and draw 2, and I took the L. So, Virtual World might be the superior. We might be going back to that, but we got other decks that we can try out. We do. So yeah, we just take a hard loss there. So we'll see. There's 18 minutes left in time, and we'll see where round 2 takes us. Okay, so round 2 was a pretty fun round. We play against Dragonlink, and this to Dragonlink, as everyone plays it, really cool. I was dodging them Bystials left and right. We were playing around them because we always fear the Bystials when we see Rek'Hart and Visos in the graveyard. We were able to play around them. We were able to win games 1 and 2. Really solidified. Game 2 is a rough one for my opponent as he bricked on all the 1-0s, which that really sucks. And he had set 3 pass, and I was terrified. So I was doing everything in my power to get rid of them, bounce them, do whatever I could. Thankfully, Draco back being able to bounce, Baron to pop, and the defanging came in really good. We were able to clear the back row, and we were able to swing for some damage, but we couldn't finish him off because, of course, we're not seeing any of the Scareclaw names. We're seeing everything else. So we did take a win. We're 1-1 right now. Scareclaw ain't doing too bad, but after playing against Fire Kings, I do realize that I definitely needed more interactions. And I think that's why Virtual World was so good last week against Fire King, just playing the version that we did. It was able to hold up really well, and we've made some changes, as you guys can see in my latest video that you can check out up there. We did pretty good. So Scareclaw, not too bad so far. We'll see how far we can get with it. So my round 3 was an interesting round. We played against a burn deck, which I saw was around as I was walking around tables, and I was terrified. So he let me go first game 1, which for a split second I was thinking, he's got all the kaijus, he's got the lava golems, I'm screwed. So we still committed my board anyways, and we were able to take game one. He just said a whole bunch of fast. So I just went and I just broke apart the board as best as I could, and then game two he went first, he said a bunch, and we broke the board again, and we were able to take a win with Scareclaw Tryhard. Really, really great having the Scareclaw level 3s to just boost him and then make him attack 3 times. Really great. So we take round 3. We have one more round to go. We're 2-1 right now. My chances of playing against something like Fire King or I don't know what the other deck is playing, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So stay tuned, guys. And here we are. We got some people dueling and some trades going on. Things looking pretty good. Okay, so that was a freaking intense round. It took 5th though. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let me give you the report. So, round 4, we did predict right. We played against Fire King, and it was an intense game 1. Game 1, we were able to go and set up the Scareclaw combo. We were able to take game 1. Game 2 was a lot of grinding back and forth, but he ended up taking game 2 with the, he just broke my board outright, which was really intense. And then game 3, oh man, I think I might have overcommitted, maybe just a little too much, but it didn't matter. He had Super Poly'd away my Wandering and Baron. And so we released the Super Poly and then the board break, and then since I had left the Light Heart, he was able to tower over Light Heart to deal damage to go to time. So we end up taking the loss. We end up doing 2-2, which isn't too bad for Scareclaw. But we definitely could have done that last round maybe a little better. But I don't know. Not only 2 losses are to Fire King, I think says a lot. That the meta decks are definitely a lot better to play. In my analysis, as great as the Scareclaw adventure is, it's just not enough to really push through a lot of boards. You really need that interaction, which I was able to kind of have it with some, but not a whole lot. And we took the L due to that factor that I didn't have like many interruptions that I could do on my opponent's turn going second. So we did pretty good. We did pretty good. Not too bad. So that is it for this local diaries, you guys. Remember, check out the content, like and subscribe, comment, share with friends, and always come on back as we'll have more content for you guys. So stay tuned to that, and we'll catch you in the next one.